Hi, this is Zach here with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Tuesday, the 11th of June. Starting off with the S&P, which hit record closing high as we were expecting above the old March-April resistance, the previous record area 52.64. We were looking for the top, well, at least that resistance line projection, currently heading up to 55.40 as soon as the end of next month, and obviously the way things are going could be even sooner than that. On the downside, not expecting anything lower really now than the floor of the latest gap, 52.95. Next market is the Nasdaq 100, and here you can see that echoing what we're seeing at the S&P, second gap higher obviously since the earliest part of May, which is obviously a very strong thing to see, and above old resistance there from last month, 18,900, looking for the top of that rising trend channel from September, 19,800, hopefully by the end of this month. On the downside, the gap floor there, 18,700. Worst case would be a test of the 50-day line, 18,100, but not expecting the market to pull back that far, basically. Moving on to the stocks, and starting on with Amazon, and here you can see that we've had a nice progression within that rising trend channel from back in September, pushed through the 50-day line now, which is rising well at $182, and above that looking for $201 by the end of this month. So it's obviously a slightly quick scenario there, but as long as we're above that 50-day line, expecting $200 plus there for Amazon. Next up is Broadcom, and here you can see that we've got a similar pattern to the Amazon situation, just ready to push higher after the break through the 50-day line there, 1,340. A recent support around 1,400, so above 1,400, looking for the top of that rising trend channel from December, 1625 by the end of next month. But a nice little flag formation there near the highs so far. Next up is Constellation, and here rising trend channel from January, bounce or bear trap rebound from below the 50-day line at $200. Above that, looking for the top of the channel there as high as $250 by the end of next month. So it looks pretty smooth there. Stock that we looked at quite recently, CrowdStrike, and here gapping up through the peak there, the old peak around $365. Above that, looking for the top of the channel there from back in October, and that's pointing to basically the $415 area, which we're looking for by the end of next month. Second gap there in a short space of time, so looking encouraging at CrowdStrike. First Solar is next, and arguably the strongest or the best looking chart at the moment. Beautiful bull flag there, mid-move consolidation, sideways action there, holding above old resistance in the old gap, so looking for an explosive move to the upside. $376 by the end of next month. Obviously, if you're cautious, you wait for an end-of-day close through recent resistance at $285, but this looks like it's well on its way after breaking through the 50-day line at the end of March. GameStop is next, and here, in fact, done rather well with this stock, in fact, with the initial call here, the call at $16, $16.50, and obviously after that it went up to the $65 area. Second call was when we were in the low 20s, and obviously after that we went up to the high 40s. Looking for this market to find support around $22 in that uptrend line from back in April, and while there's no end of day close back above that, then we could zigzag back towards at least the mid-30s again. If we do break down below $22, then the next level would be the 50-day line at $18, which looks quite appealing as a potential entry point. KKR is next, and here gapped off or gapped up above and through the 50-day line, which is now rising. Just a sort of 2-day bear trap below the floor of that rising trend channel from October, and the fact that it was a bear trap gives us more confidence in the upside now. Looking for the top of the channel there at $123, hopefully by the end of this month. A nice setup coming up with Lam Research, and here you'll see that we had the bear trap rebound from below the 50-day line, and that is going well at the moment. Nice closing high yesterday, and looking for the top of that channel up to the $1,140 area by the end of this month. So looking for the shares to move in quite a snappy way over the next few weeks. Microsoft is next, and here, in line with many of the stocks, we had a rising trend channel since the end of last year. The shares pushing through the rising 50-day line, currently $415. Ideally, we stay on the right side of $420 after the bear trap island reversal, and head up to as high as $460 by the end of next month. Nvidia is next, and a bit of a spiky chart, but obviously the real talking point here, that rising trend channel from back in November, top of the channel there, heading for $145. Looking for that by the end of next month, while we remain above the latest gap around $117. On to the last two. First one is Supermicro, and here, just the first signs that we're going to bounce off the floor of that triangle there. That's around the 760 mark, and above that, looking for the top of, well, that resistance line there, $930 by the end of next month, basically retesting May resistance for the shares. Finishing off with a different sector, Southwest Airlines, and here gapping up and down all over the place, but the latest gap is encouraging, and while we're above the old gap there from back in April, $29 on an end-of-day close basis, looking for $33 perhaps by the end of this month. Overall, assuming this is a bear trap island reversal pattern. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.